Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to an all-new episode of Point of View. We hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving, and we want to say we're so grateful to have you with us, our viewers who support us every single day. Thank you for hanging out with us. That's our Thanksgiving and our gratitudes, darling. Yes. Tell us, how was your Thanksgiving, you all? Sitting at the table. Oh, wait. I should tell you, we have Danielle. Yes, we have Sunset. That's right. Yes, we have Tally. That's right. And we have me, the host, Raquel. How was Thanksgiving, you guys?
You know what? This year was one of my smaller Thanksgivings. Normally, like, we host Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's normally big. You know, both families merge, and it's just so much fun. Mm-hmm. This year, I cooked like everyone was coming, but it was it was very intimate. I knew everybody wasn't coming, and it was okay. It's just a different time, you know? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it felt really weird. Like, after I cooked, I just went in the room, and then I went and dropped some plates to the guys at my sober living homes who weren't able to make it home to their families, and that was it. I just was grateful, and it was what it was, baby.
Yeah. I ate good.
Yeah,
I ate great.
You had a good time?
I sure did. And then the next day, we had a crab boil / fries.
I know that's right, boy. Y'all Americans know how to act,
I'm going to say, I can't speak. See, I don't celebrate no pagan holidays. Okay. And genuinely, like, I'm not cooking. I'm not into any part of, like, pagan holidays because the real meanings to me, like, they mean a lot. Yeah. So for me, it's just being with family, same thing, and just being in the presence of my mom. Like, I'm really in love with her, so I always give time to her. But that's all I did.
It's really celebrating a day off.
Yes,
yes.
I was still working.
Oh, yeah.
I did still do a little work, but no, just grateful to be alive.
That's amen, for sure. Well, like, I feel a lot like you do. However, my mom, I had my time with her. She cooked. I watched. I did act like I filmed some things, acting like I was doing something, but we know I don't.
Acting like you was is crazy.
Right. But I had a great time with my mom, and the food was amazing. Yes. So I was happy about that. Yes. All right, so we're going to get into the show, y'all. We have a lot to catch up on coming back, right? Black Friday has passed. Cyber Monday is here. So how are you spending it? Are you shopping the deals, saving your coins, or skipping it all together? Maybe even boycotting this year? And in trending news, the drama continues following Netflix 4-part documentary, Sean Combs, The Reckoning, executive produced by 50 Cent. There's a lot to dive into. Our co-hosts, I'm going to produce them again, Sunset and Danielle, are here to break it all down. That's right. So grab your seat, join the conversation, because you're watching POV. I don't know if y'all hear the music, but we always got to be like, what? Okay. All right, this holiday weekend wasn't just about shopping. It was about shutting it down. Activists across the country called for a Black Friday and Cyber Monday boycott, urging people not to spend a dime at major retailers like Amazon, Target, and Home Depot. The message was simple. If you won't hear us in the boardroom or in Washington, you'll fill us at the cash register. Supporters say it's about protecting DEI and pushing back against political changes. Critics say it hurts businesses and workers more than it helps. So, how do we feel about this? Are we shopping or boycotting this holiday season?
I didn't know it was that big of a thing, actually. So I can't say I'm supporting or not supporting. I'm not buying into those businesses irregardless. However, I think it's important that we understand what's at large, right? Why was the boycott put in place? What is the goal? What's the KPIs? What are we trying to get behind this? The messaging wasn't clear enough for me per se, but I don't support those brands either way. Support Black businesses always. So if you can, I just say look into supporting just smaller businesses like myself. I run a credit repair business and we're running a Cyber Monday sale as well, right? Just really getting into what's going to grow our economy as a union when it comes to Blacks just being together. I think that's important. But we need a common goal. Somebody needs to lead that boycott, lead the mission, because it just seemed like it's a little all over the place. If you ask me, because I didn't know about it.
Well, it seems to be working, in a case because we have Target, and Target
No, I know about Target.
Hard time now.
But did you catch the statistics? We spent more, we almost doubled the amount we spent last Black Friday. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if it's, maybe at the beginning, Target was feeling a little something, but I'm going to be real. Like, at this point, I'm not telling you not to boycott if you so choose and whatever, but I don't know if it's really at this point, like, if they're really hurting. Because, like, we're only a majority. You know how many people shop at Target? And let's be honest, all of us are not boycotting Target. I know a lot of people that are still shopping at Target, Black Friday or not, for their own reasons.
Target definitely felt it, though.
Listen,
they
felt it at one point, but I don't feel like
continuously
correct. Like, I feel like some people was like, okay, I'm a boycott, for this little month or 2 months, while it's hot, and then everybody forgot about it and tipping right back in Target, or they was just not going to Target, but they're still buying it and driving up. Like, some stuff ain't changed. I know a lot of people. I'm still in. I ain't
boycott Target now.
I didn't leave it, but I'm still in the Black Girls at Target group because I was a Black girl that loved Target.
Yeah.
And them women they have Black-owned businesses that are dropping their lines. And even aside from that, them ladies been posting in there every day about everything dropping and they spies and Christmas and everything. So a lot of people still stopping there. But that's your prerogative. But I didn't pacify any of those businesses. But I did do a little shopping and I supported some Black-owned businesses.
Oh, that's good.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
That's what we got to do. You gonna chime in real quick?
So real quick, I'm not actively dedicated to any boycotts. I did significantly scale back on my spending. So I haven't been going to Target a whole bunch, but I still do love Target.
Listen.
And, at that point, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. I didn't, engage in the Black Friday stuff because I did want to have some kind of impact, and I did encourage my friends and family, not to spend as well. And a little bit, too, with Cyber Monday. I'm just kind of waiting because, for me, I think all of these sales are fake anyway.
They are fake.
Listen,
You know
no,
what I'm
the
saying?
sales were not selling.
But they were always fake, y'all. They were
true.
never real.
Right.
They always have said that.
And I always say that, and I hate that, honestly. And so even in my own business, kind of getting back to doing hair and selling hair and things like that, I've always hated that people say something is a sale. To me, a sale is when you're getting top quality service and products for a lesser price, not when you're giving a lesser service for a lesser price. I hate that.
Yeah.
Like they'll say the bundles are on sale and it's trash bundles that are gonna mat up on the back of your neck the second you walk through the door and it's $20. Duh, it's $20.
Right.
No, I don't like that sale.
Yeah, they be buying it up, baby.
That means we need to stop having a consumer mindset to really
The bundles I bought was good.
How much you spent? $20?
No. You just made me think. Hold on now.
Oh my gosh, I wish we could continue talking about this. I have some stuff to say. Anyway, we're going to get into the next segment, right? And what we're going to talk about now is the drama between 50 Cent and Sean Diddy Combs is about to hit a whole new level. 50 Cent is teasing never-before-seen footage in the upcoming Netflix docuseries, Sean Combs, The Reckoning, set to drop December 2nd, okay? The four-part series dives into Combs' sex trafficking and racketeering convictions. And according to 50, or 50, as the interviewer said, it shows the real character of Diddy. Take a look.
Do you think that hip-hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Not all. Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal, so you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for that behavior.
But here's the question everyone is asking. Is this about truth, justice, or just revenge for ratings?
Both.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of all. We can count on 50 to, to let people know what it is. He's always pulling the covers off something. I think that if there was a Nobel Peace Prize or a Pulitzer or something for the ultimate pettiest person of this lifetime, it would definitely be 50. What? But I'm not going to lie, regardless of whatever his motivation is, I do respect the fact that he actually said something and said that it is not okay, because just like he said, had he not spoken up, we would have felt like hip hop is behind it, and they're just happy that their name wasn't called. You know what I'm saying?
It still semi feels that way. I think it's like, I love the fact that he's doing it, but I don't want us to lose sight of the reasoning behind it. Like Tally just said, no, hip hop shouldn't be behind this. But guys, it was some very disparaging things that happened, that transpired with this Diddy case. Like, what he did should not. To me, a lot of times, especially in the industry, they put money over morality. And I think that's what's happening a lot of times, where people are okay with things because money is involved. Right. And they lose their morals. Like, so many people saw what happened. There were so many eyes, so many factors for years. We're talking decades. So that means there's a lot of people that were yes men to these activities. So I think it's shout out to 50, even though I know he has his reasoning for bringing light to it, because people need to understand that this is not okay at all. And it shouldn't be the standard. Morality should always come before money.
And at the end of the day, we don't even know everything.
We don't.
So who knows what else, who else was involved, etc. But I think it's funny that, like, who snuck this stuff to 50 Cent? Because the fact that he's the one producing it and we know they got beef.
Where did he get the footage from?
Questionable.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow. I'm so excited, and I'm not gonna lie. I wish that it would be live on Netflix at midnight, baby, because I'll stay up late to watch it tonight.
Well, we have to take a quick commercial break. Girlfriend's Guide, an unpopular opinion, coming up right after this. Stay tuned. You're watching POV. Welcome back. Now it's time to get into all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. Everyone's always chasing the next milestone, marriage, kids, career success. But what if the pressure we feel isn't real? Just a story society sold us. Michelle Obama recently just shared her thoughts on this in a recent podcast where she told listeners that turning 35 isn't a deadline. It's not the moment you must have it all figured out. She says 35 is really, really young, full of possibility, marriage, parenting, career. None of it should define your worth or your timeline. So with New Year's right around the corner, it's coming fast, right? Many people are putting that kind of pressure on themselves, but maybe it's time to rethink what success really looks like. Does turning 35 really mean you should have life all figured out?
You should have something figured out.
I don't know if I agree.
You don't agree?
I mean,
Yeah.
to a certain extent, but I feel like 35 is young. And I feel like we were so conditioned at like 25 where you were supposed to have everything figured out and have your career and have your husband, your relationship, all of that.
Yes.
But like at the end of the day, at 25, you really, half of us don't even know ourselves being serious.
Yeah.
Some people haven't even been in a real serious committed relationship by then to even be talking about marriage. Mm-hmm. Most of us, if you went to college, got a degree, you're probably more than likely not even working in your field because it's going to take you a while to get a job in your field. Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. So like it's almost impossible. I'm not going to say impossible, but it's hard to have everything figured out at such a young age. Yeah. So 35, you're in your 30s, you're living better than your 20s, but with more money.
Yeah. But I think I'm, 50-50 between what Michelle is saying. I do think that success looks different for everybody.
Absolutely.
And I think that as I got older, now being older than 35, I realized that because so many times we put so many like constraints and, wishes and projections onto our friends and family and just people in general, when what makes me happy and makes me feel fulfilled in life may be something that you have no desire for. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that because you don't attain what I think is success, that you're not a successful person. For some people, I see people that just have peace and that just have rest and just have like money, a little bit of money, and maybe it's not a whole bunch, but they can do everything that they need to do and they're comfortable in life. And that is complete and utter success for them. Yep. But I also think that the reason why 35 now is so young, because I remember when we were like 15, 16, and my mom was turning 35, and my siblings and I, we were on her about
we thought it was
how
so old
she was, right?
Oh my God.
But now that I'm older than 35, I'm like, oh, it ain't that old, you know what I'm saying? But really, in a way, it is and it ain't. It's old enough that if we stop, especially as a culture, stop believing that we have to play our whole entire 20s. Yeah. That wouldn't put us so far behind the mark because other people at 35 is like 50 to them. But 35 to us is like 25 because you played your whole 20s.
That's the problem. That's why I said I didn't agree, because I'm with Tally on this. I didn't live my 20s thinking it was just my 20s. I come from a Caribbean household. At 18, we have to have it figured out. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's just like Tally said, the goalpost for success moves depending on who you're speaking to. Mm-hmm. And I do think that you should have some things figured out. I do think we should start earlier trying to get our life together. Not the marriage and the kids and stuff. Absolutely not. I'm speaking on, finances. I'm speaking on finances, really leveraging where you want to go in life. I think we should start earlier. I think 20 should be the time where you're like, what do you want to do? And if you
them goals
mapping that out, and do you want to spend 5 years doing this? Because if you spend 5 years doing this, by the 6th year you'll be a millionaire, or this and that's going on. A lot of all the other cultures prevail faster than us because they take it more serious in the adolescent years. Right. So I do think, yes, you should feel pressured at 35 in our community, because more of us need to have it put together, and we need to be more on each other and ourselves. Because AKA even during Thanksgiving, having conversations about credit should not feel foreign to people that are 35 and 40. That should be conversations we're having at 18 because you still have to go to college and you still have to go and put your name on an apartment. You still have to go buy a car. So I do think we should have measurements on what timeline we should accomplish things by in our community, for one, because I think that'll help us propel further.
And I do want to add that I think that it's a double standard for us not to think that way. And it's kind of not fair because for women, we want that leniency that I'm just 35. You know what I'm saying? But when you meet a guy that's 35 or a guy that's 40, exactly. Then it's like, well, what was you doing? You have nothing, but he should have to have nothing if you ain't have to have nothing if you're not holding yourself to a standard of where you should be by 35, 40, because 35, 40 is the same thing.
Wait.
Yeah, baby. Wait. 35, you'll be 40 tomorrow.
Give me 40 tomorrow.
36 tomorrow.
Agree.
No, I think you really should have a plan. Yeah. I think it's very important to set a standard and to determine where you want to be. Yes. I think though there is a lot of pressure and I think society has determined this is what you should do. And that's not always the case because you got to give, I think people mature, people develop at a different rate. And when you're putting pressure on people to develop and be here by this time, you're not giving them the time to truly, one, enjoy life and truly develop. You're developing your character. You're developing your beliefs. You're developing your finances. You're developing your mind. There's so many things that you are developing between the ages of, like you say, the adolescent and when you're getting out there on your own. And I don't think society really gives people a chance.
Well, how about we say screw society and set our own standards? Right. Society doesn't exist unless we let it. You know, like we got to kick it.
But it still gives you these pressures, though, because you still want to perform at a rate that you think other people are performing at, because that's what it's really making you feel like. Other people are doing this, you got to do it too.
But you know what? I've never felt like that. I've never watched what anybody else was doing. I remember, and I think I talked about it one time, I remember a friend of mine, we, went to college at the same time. I met her in college, she was my best friend. And I dropped out after my, freshman year, and I ended up getting pregnant with my son. And, I just got into this other career, and I thrived in that. And she finished, and I remember when she was graduating her first time, she was like, are you going to come up for the graduation? And she's like, I know it might be a little bit sad because like you're supposed to be walking with me. And in that moment, it's like something just downloaded into me. And I said, no, I'm not. I'm not supposed to walk with you because if I was, I would be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And, God had blessed me even in that. I made more money, still make more money, and I thank God for, where she is and what she's doing and God's plan for her life. And she is a success in her own right. But we have to stop living by other people's constraints and standards of what success is.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're right.
Get rid of that society. We got to stop talking about society. We got to talk about our individuality. Like Tally said, I was running to the goalposts. They told me college was the blueprint. If you graduate, cool, did it in 1 year. I mean, nobody in my life, nobody that I've known did it in 1 year. I got a bachelor's degree in 1 year. I was taking classes because they're like, that's what success is. And I'm like, okay, because that's what my family told me. Realizing like the workforce wasn't for me. Entrepreneurship was for me. But again, I had my own goalposts. So we just got to get rid of all the expectations that society gives us and stop giving it value. That's it.
And we give it way too much value. Absolutely. I did want to say like a success. I mean, you had Colonel Sanders, right? He didn't start his chicken empire, like to franchise it until he was in his 60s. You have so much life.
Stay there, Raquel. Okay. He worked every single day towards that one goal until he was there. I use that in my mentorship. Not to say Colonel's just waited until 40. He was working towards that goal, and he didn't give up. And it made sense for him when he turned 40. Now everybody else started seeing it. That goal was in him ever since he was 18.
But imagine if he, and I'm sorry, imagine if he, I'm just thinking about how people around us, when we're working towards something, if year after year after year after year, they just feel like it just crumbles and turns to dust. And that's why it's so important to the people that you have around you that hold you accountable, that you can hold accountable, and that can see and get behind your vision. Because imagine he never probably would have got to that goal that he had if he was listening to everybody telling him it was never going to pan out.
Habakkuk 2, right? Your vision, make it plain.
That's
he gave you the vision, nobody else.
I mean, now we want to talk. Look at Noah. I mean, he's building a heart.
crazy.
They thought no one was
crazy. Baby, when that flood didn't come back, but one day
until they ask you, how did you do it?
That's right.
How did you do it?
I think what we really don't like when people tell kids, be a kid.
Yeah.
Stay a kid as long as you can. But a kid can't understand that
Yeah.
until they're out of being a kid,
Yes.
until they have those responsibilities of an adult. Then they understand what that really means.
So instead of telling them just be a kid, just say, hey, you got any goals? What do you like to do? See, we got to change the questioning too, because just like you said, they're a kid, they're just being a kid. But I'm going to say, what do you like? What do you enjoy doing?
Yeah.
What are you really, really good at? And
Yeah.
that's how you train someone to like what they care about themselves and to focus on what they're good at. When you change the course of your questioning, not saying, hey, what did you accomplish? No. What do you like?
Right.
What do you do?
Right.
Come on now.
I love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then I had another one. McDonald's. I mean, Ray Kroc. He was in his early 50s when he took the McDonald Brothers food concept until the Golden Arches. He was 50s.
Didn't he low-key rob them people? Maybe I'm mixing the story up.
I don't know if he robbed them.
I don't know what if that was.
He swindled them for sure.
I don't know if that's his track record.
Not the point of it.
Because there's a lot of people in their 25s and they're rich and they have.
and this is America. That's what they do.
Okay. So, I mean, in his 50s, I mean, and sometimes it takes people time. Let me tell you something. One thing I learned, it's God's time.
There you go.
And you can try to do it all the ways you want.
Now that's the real tea.
But it's God's
plan.
time.
Yeah. And baby,
That's
it's
right.
timing. It's timing.
His timing is where it's at. So, Vera Wang, 40s. And I wanted to say Ava DuVernay. Ava DuVernay. She didn't pick up a camera until she was in her 30s.
Come on.
She didn't have her first feature until she was in her 40s. You have time.
Yes.
Life's not going anywhere. I mean,
It is what it is.
You got to do the time. I mean, that's what it is. It's not going to happen until God says it's time to happen. It's in his
Do
timing.
everything with intention.
It's good to learn that now. Have intention. Absolutely. That's a wrap for today's episode. But before we go, I'm not going to even leave you with this quote because I got to wrap it up. But thank you for hanging out with us on POV. Come see us. Apple TV.